I'm out here chilling with my kids.
Hi, YouTube. What's up, YouTube?
What you about to eat?
Hamburger.
A hamburger? It's not called a hamburger, it's a hamburger.
Hamburger.
And Roman, what you about to eat?
Cheese.
Cheese. Cheese. What else? A pickle?
Yeah.
You want some ketchup or barbecue sauce? Hey, that's my boy. He want that barbecue sauce. And what kind of sauce you want? Ketchup or barbecue?
Barbecue.
Hey, that's my kids. We like that flavor. We like that flavor. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this meal with the kids. But today is a Q&A. It's not a vlog, it's a Q&A. And one of the subscribers, shout out to the subscriber, he said, how do you swing trade this strategy? How do you swing trade it? So I'm gonna show y'all how to swing trade. I showed y'all how to scalp it, I'm gonna show y'all how to swing trade it.
Hey, J-Wayne, trading and pay. Hey, J-Wayne, he got the answers Q&A. J-Wayne, hey, hey, J-Wayne, J-Wayne Q&A.
So here is GBP USD on the daily chart. If you're talking swing trade, then you're definitely talking daily chart territory, weekly chart. Okay, now this is GBP USD. Like I said, so look at the trend on this chart. Look at the trend. It's an uptrend, all right? So we had this double top for all my beginners that's watching this video. And then we had this lower low, but ever since then, it's been climbing higher. Okay? So that's what we're gonna go with. Now, so guys, you need to watch my last video. I talked about my RSI strategy. It's my money maker. It's gonna be pretty much the same way. You just gotta look at it just a little different. It's the daily, so we gotta look at it just a tad bit different. You want price to come up here to this oversold. My RSI is set to 80 and 20 because I want that to be really show me that price is really shooting up, really extended, because after a really big extension comes a retracement, comes a pullback. So price just made a higher high, and we can see that on the RSI right here. This is a high point versus this area right here for all my beginners that's watching. So now we can't take a buy because it's pulling back. We have to figure out when is the pullback going to be over. You know, this is where it gets a little tricky. And because it's a swing trade, it takes longer. So when is the pullback going to be over? Well, we have this 50 moving average to help us gauge it, but the RSI. So we want price to stay above the 50 moving average while the RSI pulls down here. That's going to give you hidden divergence. Let me draw it out and show you what it'll look like. Trend line. We're going to have a trend line right here. All right. So in a perfect world, it will stop at the 50 and the trend line, but it might poke out a little bit. So scalping, you can scalp this for a sell. You can scalp this move here, but you cannot forget the bigger picture. As long if you want the RSI to come down and make a lower low, you don't want it to come down to oversold, about right there, and that should be pulling back to the 50. And then you want it to pretty much hold just like how it was holding here. You get it? All right, you see, we wanted to hold here because these were the pullbacks. This was this big dip right here. All of this right here. So we wanted to just maintain right there at this level. So we wanted to make a lower low because here's hidden divergence. When the RSI makes a lower low, but the candles, the price action makes a higher low, that's hidden divergence. All right. So let me clean this up for you. Price comes down and stops, make a higher low. And it look like it's coming up a little bit, right? So you put out this little marker here and we're going to make it dotted. Okay. Because whenever you're talking bulls, the bullish uptrend, you want to put the trend line at the bottom of the candles. If we were thinking bearish divergence, selling divergence, whatever you want to call it, we want the trend line to be at the top. But we're trying to participate with the trend. So this is what it would potentially look like. And the RSI is going to look like this. It's going to look like it's going to lower low. That's hitting divergence. That's hidden divergence, continuation. All right. And that's the swing trade. That's how you would swing trade it. Now it's just take longer. This is a live chart. I want you guys to monitor this. Now, what if price breaks through it? Well, that's why you have the trend line there. You know, that's why you have the trend line, because if price breaks through the trend line, retest the trend line and all of that stuff come, you know what I mean? Then it's pretty much going to be a sell. It's not going to be a buy at that moment. So the trend line is going to keep you safe. That's why you need to put it on the chart. It's going to keep you because it's going to help you know where you're at and you're never going to be lost. All right. So that's what we're looking for. Now that's the live chart. Let's find one that represents that in a, and we'll do probably a downtrend. All right. So here's the situation here, team. You need to let price get to the a seller's market. So when it broke the 50, retest the 50 and drop, you knew that this was a seller's market because it's underneath the 50. Okay. Now you might not be able to see my cursor on the screen, but just follow the white lines when I draw them because there's something wrong with this program that's not showing you my cursor. So now that price is breaking down, retesting and you know, downtrend now, you want to let price get oversold. So this is close enough. All right. Remember, we got it at 80 and 20. So that's really oversold, but it don't have to tap it. It can get close to it. All right. And so here we go. So we're oversold. Now we're waiting for the pullback because you need to let market show you that it's dropping before you could try to do any continuation. Right. So we're not gonna wait to the third leg, the fourth leg to get in. We're gonna try to participate in this right away on the first pullback. So we can get in at the top of these moves because you want to catch a swing trade. This is the daily chart. So price came down and got oversold. That is the first step. Okay, the first rule, let it get oversold. So you're going to see this big drop and you're going to be like, man, this thing is dropping. You might be able to scalp it. You might be able to catch it. Who knows? But I'm showing you just after all of that's happened already. And then now the pullback. How do you gauge the pullback for the sell? How do you know when this is over? Because sometime they're going to go to the 50 and sometime they won't go to the 50. So you have to really get good at this. You have to back test this and you have to have some rules. So I'm going to lace you up. So look at the RSI. The RSI makes a higher high right here. It goes above what was dropping. And this is the higher high part right here. That's this pullback. That's this pullback. So do you see where I'm talking about on my last video? It's pretty much the same as we day traded. It's just take longer. It's a different mindset that you have to have. You have to have extreme patience. But there's the higher high part. So you're looking like, okay, price just dropped. Price hit the oversold level or close to it. It's between 30 and 20. It's pretty much oversold. And then now it's pulling back, making a higher high. So if you're just looking at the RSI, you're thinking buy. But if you understand what I'm teaching you, you're thinking trend continuation. You feel me? And so this is the pullback. We're underneath the 50. I'm not buying nothing. You can scalp it. You can scalp it, but I'm not buying on the daily chart. I'm not buying based on swing trading because it is not telling me that. It's underneath the 50. We looking for sales. So you have to wait for it to pull back up. And I'm trying to show you how to time that. Let the RSI make a higher high. Look at the candles and look at the RSI. It's making a higher high on the from the previous little piece right here. Okay? Now, that's good. That's step 2. Now, how do we get into this trade? Same thing. See, when price pulls back, it gives you the luxury to pull out a trend line. So now we're not going to do that on a daily chart. We're not going to pull a trend line on a daily chart. We're going to go to the hour chart where you can really see it. Now, you don't need the RSI for this chart. You don't need it. Because that is basically for the daily chart, because we're trying to find our trade setup on the daily. You need it for the daily, but you need the trend line to really perfect it and really see it, the trend on the hour chart. Now, team, comment below. Let me know what is a good amount of pips, reasonable amount of pips for you as a swing trade. Is it 50 pips? Probably not. Is it 100 pips? Is it 500 pips? Realistically, I know we're going to get a bunch of trolls in the comments talking about I want 1,000 pips minimum. But, that's all fun and games. I'm going to laugh with you. But realistically, what do you consider a good amount of pips for swing trading? All right. And understand the mindset that comes with swing trade. I just taught a class. It's probably like a 5-week class about how to catch more pips. I talked about the strategy that goes with it. I talked about the mindset, the money management part that goes with catching more pips. Guys, you got to go to teamtakeprofits.net or click the first link in the description below to get those videos. And all you need is the skill trader package. And you'll be able to get those videos. Get them before they gone. Get them before they gone, because I'm telling you, ain't nobody teaching it like your boy. All right. So comment below how many pips that is. So there we go. So the entry is going to be on the hour. Now for day trading and swing trading, we're finding our trade set up on the hour. Our entry is like on a 15-minute, 30-minute chart. Pretty much 15-minute though. But now our entry is on the hour chart, all right? And so that's the trend line break. That's the trend line that you wanted to put on the daily, but you put it on the 1 hour because you can see the trend. So the RSI stuff is done. All of that work is done. The trend line work is done. And now you come across price breaking through the 50 moving average. That's the situation you want to be in. If price is on top of the 50 on the hour chart, it's not ready yet. You got to give this stuff time. That's why I said it's the same, but it's just a little different. You have to give this time. You have to let it play out. All right. Don't take a sell right here when don't take a sell running into the 50. Because I'm telling you, price will stop at the 50 and bounce up. Or you would just have some drawdown that's unnecessary. Let it break the 50. Let it retest the 50. And then catch 100 pips. And then after 100 pips, if you want 500, if you want 1,000, then just trail your stop loss and see how many the market will give you. Because I can't tell you how many pips the market going to give you, team. You know what I'm saying? So trail the stop loss. That's all you got to do is trail the stop loss. All right. So entry, this is what it look like. Entry is about right up in here. We got to put a short position tool up. Entry is about right here. Be realistic with the stop loss. This is a swing trade. You're not going to get a 20 pip stop loss swing trade. Sometimes you might get lucky. I ain't going to lie to you. But this green line right here is structure. All right, this green line that I got right here, that's where I see structure at. That's where I see pockets of demand zone. So I'm gonna put it there. That'll be this. So this is a 1.7%. Stop loss is above the high. You got to give it room. That means you have to take the right lot size to accommodate that. And now here we go. So we don't need the RSI here because we only looking at the RSI on the daily. Okay. So rewind it, make this bigger so you can see. It's retesting. It broke through and retested. Boom, entry. Take a sell right here on the green candle because it broke through and is retesting. Take a sell. Stop loss up here, and how many pips is this? You want at least 100 pips. All right, 100 pips. So now let this play out. Now here's the thing, team. You don't want to be all the way down here and don't move up your stop loss. You feel me? You don't want to be up 50 pips. This halfway there. You don't want to be up 50 pips and don't take no money off the table. So the stop loss have to come from here to down here. You have to secure something. There's no way you gonna just let this thing run all the way to TP without securing profits. All right. And I'm just telling you the real. Stop loss hit, but you didn't take a loss. All right. So let's talk about this. What you could have done, this is what I was talking about. I'll give you just a little hint of what I talked about. So far down, you could have moved up the stop loss and you could have took money off the table. You could have took money off of the trade. You can go into your MT4 and change the lot size and to a lower lot size, and it will close profit out into your account. Boom, bagged. And you can move the stop loss up. So you got that money and you took some when it was all the way down there. You see what I'm saying? When it was halfway down, when it was at 50 pips, you secured the stop loss and you secured profits. You moved up the stop loss and you secured profits. That's a win-win. So now you end up getting stopped out. That is the harsh reality of swing trading. All right. So now we all the way up here now. Guess what? It's still a swing trade because we're underneath the trend line. You just have to understand that this is how swing trades move sometimes. Sometimes they go exactly right into your favor, and sometimes they go halfway into your favor and pull back. I'm giving you the real. I'm not going to give you a perfect scenario all the time. So how do you play this again? You do the same thing again. I would take this off, reset. I would go back to the daily chart. Okay, you can see it pulling back. And now my little trick is I will pull out a trend line here. Do you see? Now, this is not a real trend, but this is a trick that I use because it do have 2 points. Right? It did make a higher high. So I will pull out this trend line and wait for this to break. Bam. Let me play it out for you. Look at that. Do y'all see the power of this? So I know that maybe have been too fast for you, but I know you had a trend line here. That was the first move. Price broke through and pulled back deep, right? But as it's pulling back, it's giving you an option to put a trend line there. Put it there. If you got an option to put a trend line on the chart, put it there. All right? It broke the trend line, broke underneath the 50 again on the hour chart, which is very significant, and it retested. Come on, guys. Where are you going to take the sell at? Come on. I don't need to tell you this. Where are you going to take the sell at? Where do you think you're going to take the sell at, team? It broke right here. You're either going to take a sell right at that break, or you're going to wait for a retest. So guys, I ain't gonna hold you no longer. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I laced you all the way up. Hey, dive into these charts, do your homework, get your hands dirty, because just like NFL players, NBA players, soccer players, they do film. They sit in the film room and they study. They study what the opponent tendencies are. They study what they do. And this is how we do our film. We back test and go over our rules and make sure that we know exactly what we're looking for and what we're doing. And we have to have that confidence. You got to put the work in to have the confidence to execute on these trades. All right. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and let's make this money, baby.